I told all you gangsters that my way was the fastest way to basically obtain this April monthly awards Byron Buxton, and we did this in probably less than 2 hours. I would say it was probably roughly 1 hour to 30 minutes. So for a new player, it would probably take you 3 hours to complete this, or even less. I would go on the limb and say actually a lot less. So we started it off with playing versus CPU, and if you didn't sell any of your Tops Now Moments cards, you should have enough to build a starting lineup like I did. It doesn't matter what overall it is, none of that has any impact on it. Just fill up your lineup with Tops Now Moments, and then for your starting pitcher, make sure he is the worst overall in terms of all 5 that are starting. You're gonna go ahead and put Honeywell as the 5th spot. You're gonna go into play versus CPU in single player modes, scroll up to the Colorado Rockies, put yourself as away, and then once you are away, you're gonna enter the game with Brent Honeywell Jr., and you're gonna hit with all these Tops Now Moments cards. Honeywell Jr. is a Tops Now Moments card, so if in the first inning you get all the way up to the pitcher hitting, if he gets a hit, that's also going to track. Now once you get your 3 outs, you do not quit out just yet. You pitch with Honeywell Jr., and with Honeywell Jr., if it's a fly ball, you let it fall. If it's a ground ball, you let the runner beat it out. Whatever it is, do not catch it. Make sure that he gets 3 strikeouts each and every single time. And by doing that, you're gonna be working not only on the hits and extra base hits with Tops Now, but also on the strikeouts with Tops Now. Now, once you complete that first inning, I wouldn't suggest quitting out. I would suggest just continuing until you know for sure you have 15 hits, 7 extra base hits. Once you know you've gotten that for sure, you're gonna be probably halfway done with the strikeouts. You can quit out and then set yourself as away, or home actually, and put Honeywell to face the Orioles this time around. And once you complete both of these, you'll have Cedric Mullins, and Cedric Mullins replaces whoever is your starting center fielder inside the lineup. And as soon as he joins your team, you're gonna want to put him at the leadoff spot. So Honeywell Jr., he's most likely still going to be pitching because you most likely still don't have 15 strikeouts. And instead of us facing the Colorado Rockies, instead now we would be facing the Baltimore Orioles on rookie difficulty, whichever stadium you would like to play at, and Honeywell Jr. would be your starting pitcher. You would get the 3 outs, mandatory 3 strikeouts. Drop the ball, I don't care what you do, but just make sure that they are 3 strikeouts. And then once you get the 3 outs, you hit only with Cedric Mullins. As soon as you hit with Cedric Mullins, regardless of whether you got a hit or not, you go ahead and quit out and then go back in and repeat the same process of pitching with Honeywell Jr., getting 3 strikeouts until you get those 15 strikeouts. Once you do obtain those 15 strikeouts, the next thing you're gonna do is get Danny Duffy basically unlocked. Now with Honeywell Jr., what I did facing the Orioles in play versus CPU is I always walked the first batter because he has a little bit of a long delivery. So if you walk the first batter, it just speeds up tremendously, and that helped me get through it quicker. Danny Duffy, you don't need to walk anybody because he has a good delivery himself. So you're gonna repeat the same process. If you haven't finished the hits with Cedric Mullins, you're gonna hop into play versus CPU with the Orioles. You're gonna get 3 strikeouts mandatory because Duffy needs basically 3 games of you being home. So you go as home, get the 3 strikeouts, lead off with Cedric Mullins, you get a hit, congratulations. You don't quit out, it doesn't matter, you're always quitting out. Once you complete the moments, or the missions I should say, with Danny Duffy, you most likely will be close, if not already completed the Cedric Mullins at the same time, and you'll have Nick. Now with Nick, I don't like facing the Orioles. Instead, what I would suggest is facing the Boston Red Sox and putting Danny Duffy once again, and this is important as well. Whenever you put Danny Duffy in, he is replacing Honeywell, so make sure he's your 5th starter as well when it comes to overall. So he's going to be replacing Honeywell. You go to the Red Sox, you play as away, and then over there it's just tremendously easy for Nick to pull the wall, either hit it off the green monster or just hit home runs. Once you finish these 3 guys and you do all the missions for them, you won't have enough to actually unlock, or you will have enough to unlock Matt Barnes. but unfortunately you won't have enough to unlock Shohei Ohtani. So for Matt Barnes, you're gonna basically replicate the same formula we did with the Orioles. You're gonna enter as Matt Barnes starting the game, meaning you put him in your bullpen, as I have him already. Go to single player mode, same thing, you go as home. The stadium does not matter. Pick whichever stadium you are comfortable with. Put Matt Barnes as the starter, and then you would have Cedric Mullins, if you're still doing him, and Nick batting back to back. So once you get the 3 strikeouts, you would go and hit with those 2. Once you hit with those 2, if you completed the mission, you go ahead and quit out. If you don't, you quit out regardless. And then afterwards, once you complete their missions, you won't have enough for Shohei Ohtani. So that's when you have to go and do moments. Now, doing moments, it isn't going to be too difficult. What I would advise for everyone is, if we look at the monthly awards program, you only have to do moments if you haven't sold any of your packs until you get basically 70, 75. I would suggest 75 more than anything. Once you get 75, you'll have all the cards, because that's what I did. I didn't buy any cards or anything like that. I had all the cards from the packs they were giving us. Once you have 75, you'll have all the cards, and all you have to do is run down here and just collect them all, 25 out of 25, and you'll get the remaining 25 points to get yourself Byron Buxton. Now, when it comes to doing these moments, since you're trying to do it as fast as you can, calculate how you can get yourself the most amount of points and doing the shortest amount of moments, or the moments that take the least amount of time. For example, here we're gonna get 10, 20, 30, 34, 38, 42, 46, 50, 54, 56, and then 62. We're gonna get 62 points all the way up to Justin Turner. Once we get Justin Turner with 62 points, that's if you do all the missions, which clearly you see I didn't do all the missions. So if you don't do all the missions, you're gonna get roughly to 45 points, let's say. And then with the remaining points, do moments until you get up to 75. Once you get up to 75, or even once you get up to 55, or 65, I should say, not 55, excuse me. Once you get up to 65, then just go into the collections, collect all those players, and then stick in Justin Turner, Shohei Ohtani, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as your 1, 2, 3 spot, and take yourself back to Coors Field as a way, and then keep repeating the process of trying to get an extra base hit with Justin Turner or home runs with Shohei Ohtani and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And you're just going to continue doing this until you have completed it for all 3. You do not play all 9 innings when you have those 3 inside the lineup. You only play until the last one hits. Once the last one hits, you just quit out and repeat the same process. Now, if you're new here, hit that red subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on the channel notifications, go ahead and follow me on all my socials at Bhlademyst, same way it's spelled on the YouTube channel username. That's Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. If you want to become a member of the channel, just press that join button and become a member of the channel, or the link in the description. Community tab, interact with me there, more Bhlademyst, my other YouTube channels, and then cards will appear throughout the video, and playlists in general will have almost each and every single playlist you can possibly think of in MLB The Show 21. Hope you all have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out. So, peace out, but once again, when it comes to moments, do the easiest ones. That's like my little PS. Do the easiest ones. You don't have to do each and every single one. Just get up to 75 and then you're good. You don't have to worry about moments no more. I promise you, don't do the pitching ones. Don't.